10. Black Axe. Beyond the notorious Nigerian prince scams lies an expansive realm of cybercrime, where individuals exchange blueprints for online theft. At the forefront of these networks stands Black Axe, a Nigerian group notorious for engaging in human trafficking and gruesome murders. However, their reign doesn't end there, it extends seamlessly into the online world. Within the ranks of Black Axe, known as Axemen, members meticulously coordinate their activities on the internet. Here, they share chilling photos portraying the brutal killings and mutilations of rival gang members. Through their global operations, they amass staggering profits that span across various domains. In 2017, a money laundering scheme worth over $5 billion was uncovered in Canada, yet Black Axe remained undeterred, continuing their illicit ventures without missing a beat. Black Axe's influence transcends continents, reaching into Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and beyond. Presently, their membership boasts a staggering count of over 30,000 individuals. They meticulously divide the world into distinct zones, each governed by a local head responsible for collecting dues and channeling the generated revenue back to the gang's headquarters in Benin City, Nigeria. Additionally, the gang has forged alliances with local mafias in regions historically associated with gang membership, such as Italy. With a history spanning more than 4 decades, Black Axe primarily targets Nigerian university undergraduates for recruitment. These young men are enticed by the allure of opportunities and connections in a country plagued by high unemployment rates. The initiation process, referred to as bamming, involves a symbolic death and rebirth ritual, accompanied by a merciless naked whipping with bamboo. Subsequently, the recruit must crawl between the legs of fellow gang members while chanting songs. Black Axe members have stealthily infiltrated various sectors, including the armed forces, academia, religious establishments, law enforcement, and politics. Combating the influence of Black Axe within Nigeria presents an arduous uphill battle. 9. Sun Yan. Triads in China originated in the 17th century with a mission to restore the Ming dynasty. Although their attempts in that regard failed, they have continued to exist to this day. Operating covertly, they have sustained themselves through illicit activities in the black market over the course of centuries. By the 1960s, around 1/6 of Hong Kong's population were members of these clandestine societies. While traditional triads embrace honor and provide an alternative to corrupt systems, Sun Yan deviates from the norm. Founded in the early 1900s, its members prioritize self-preservation and wealth. Despite their rivalry with Xinhua, discussed later, the two gangs have occasionally joined forces for lucrative opportunities. For instance, during World War II, both triad groups collaborated with the Japanese to safeguard their interests and influence. In the 1970s, Sun Yan boasted a membership of 47,000, and in the 1980s and 1990s, it came to dominate Hong Kong's film industry. Presently, its influence extends to high-ranking government officials in the region. The precise annual revenue of the gang remains undisclosed, but it is believed to reach hundreds of billions. Law enforcement authorities suspect that a significant portion of this revenue stems from its control over more than 10% of the global heroin supply. 8. CJ&G. When Ignacio Nacho Coronel met his demise in 2010, the power struggle within the Sinaloa cartel gave birth to a formidable new entity, the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generation, CJ&G. True to its name, the CJ&G represents a novel incarnation of the Mexican drug cartel, exhibiting remarkable resilience and expansion despite leader captures and frozen accounts. Moreover, it has surpassed its predecessors in terms of sheer brutality. Operating across the entire expanse of Mexico, the CJ&G has meticulously crafted an extensive network for drug trafficking that now extends globally. The cartel has forged connections in South and Central America, the United States, Canada, Australia, Southeast Asia, and China, all aiding in their illicit trade. However, it all originated in Jalisco, with violence emanating from there. Following 2010, Jalisco experienced a rapid surge in horrifying killings, disappearances, and the unearthing of mass graves, all attributed to the CJNG by law enforcement. Their targets expanded beyond rival gang members such as Los Zetas. Police officers and public officials soon found themselves in the crosshairs. Employing ferocious and sophisticated tactics, the CJNG possesses a formidable arsenal that includes machine guns, grenade launchers, and the audacity to even take down helicopters. To ensure unwavering loyalty, CJNG recruits endure a harrowing training regimen before being entrusted with independent operations. This recruitment period encompasses abductions, torture, murder, and shockingly, even cannibalism. Some members, as young as 13 years old, are coerced into participating. However, the CJNG showcases a paradoxical nature at times. In addition to their reprehensible acts conducted in secrecy, the cartel also launches public relations campaigns, engaging with ordinary citizens and providing assistance within local communities. This strategy ensures the support of the public, vital to their operations. 7. Yamaguchi-gumi. The Yamaguchi-gumi Yakuza stands as one of the most feared crime syndicates in Japan, consistently eluding law enforcement's grasp. Nestled within its fortress-like headquarters, it reigns supreme as the world's largest and wealthiest gang, almost resembling Japan's second-largest private equity firm. Exploiting a network of hospitality workers, they gather insider trading information, leveraging it for their benefit. Through various forms of blackmail, they exert immense pressure on influential politicians and executives. Their illicit activities encompass drug trafficking, fraud, theft, and acts of violence. Surprisingly, alongside their criminal exploits, the Yamaguchi-gumi also ventures into legitimate businesses and humanitarian groups. This criminal organization maintains a conspicuous presence in Japan, complete with office buildings, business cards, fan magazines, and even comic books that chronicle their audacious escapades. Such a striking contrast starkly contrasts their humble origins as a loose labor union formed by dock workers in early 20th century Kobe. Moreover, the modern Yakuza defies conventional stereotypes, as younger members increasingly avoid tattoos and refrain from finger amputation practices to avoid gang affiliation. Gang warfare and shootouts have significantly dwindled due to the severe penalties associated with firearm possession, making it impractical for the new generation of Yakuza and harder for the police to track them down. Despite Japan's stricter laws and internal divisions, the Yamaguchi-gumi's operations extend across Asia, reaching even into the United States. Rumor has it that they are planning to expand their influence into Tokyo, a territory previously untouched by their presence. Through their endeavors, the Yamaguchi-gumi remains an indomitable force both domestically and internationally, exhibiting no signs of slowing down in Japan or elsewhere. 6. Ndrangheta. In the realm of organized crime, the Ndrangheta stands as a formidable force, often drawing comparisons to the infamous Sinaloa cartel. Previously believed to lack a hierarchical structure, recent discoveries have shattered this perception, revealing a meticulously organized Italian syndicate that operates with ruthless efficiency. In this video, we delve into the depths of the Ndrangheta's hierarchy, its connections to real-life crime figures, and the extent of its illicit operations. At the apex of the Ndrangheta lies the capo crimen, commonly referred to as the head crime. This central figure wields immense power and operates with near universal approval, carrying out any acts deemed necessary for the syndicate's interests. Supporting the capo is the crimen, which serves as the governing body of the Ndrangheta. Together, they formulate strategies, make critical decisions, and maintain control over the entire organization. Beneath the capo crimen and the crimen are the colonels, who hold pivotal positions within the syndicate. These trusted individuals are responsible for overseeing specific aspects of the operations, ensuring smooth execution and minimizing internal conflicts. The colonels maintain a tight grip on their underlings, employing fear and the threat of certain death to keep them in line. Further down the hierarchy, we find Ndrangheta, or clans, which are distributed across various territories in Italy. Organized around familial ties, these clans typically consist of at least 49 members. The Ndrangheta act as the local governing bodies, responsible for controlling illicit activities within their designated regions. Their power is reinforced through a system of initiation ceremonies referred to as baptisms, drawing a parallel with the hierarchy of Catholic saints. The Ndrangheta's reach is staggering, spanning across 30 countries and boasting an estimated membership of 60,000 individuals. The scale of their operations is truly astounding, with the syndicate believed to generate billions of dollars annually, accounting for a significant 3.5% of Italy's GDP. To put their financial prowess into perspective, the Ndrangheta's revenue surpasses even that of UniCredit, Italy's largest bank. In fact, if the Ndrangheta were an independent nation, it would out-earn the affluent country of Luxembourg. The syndicate's illicit activities primarily revolve around drug trafficking and illegal waste disposal. However, their interests extend far beyond these domains. The Ndrangheta is also involved in gambling operations, extortion, prostitution, gun running, and counterfeiting. Their web of influence and control is so pervasive that it spans the entire country of Italy, making their presence nearly universal. Unraveling the hidden hierarchy of the Ndrangheta sheds light on the inner workings of one of the world's most powerful criminal organizations. Contrary to earlier assumptions, it is clear that the syndicate operates with a well-defined structure, ensuring its dominance in the underworld. As efforts to combat organized crime continue, understanding the complexities and operations of groups like the Ndrangheta becomes essential for law enforcement and society at large. In conclusion, the Ndrangheta stands as a highly structured and influential force within the realm of organized crime. From the capo crimen to the Ndrangheta, each tier of the hierarchy plays a crucial role in the syndicate's operations. The Ndrangheta's connections to real-life crime figures add another layer of intrigue to their story. One such connection is their association with Carlo Gambino, the infamous mob boss who served as the inspiration behind the iconic character Don Vito Corleone in the novel and film adaptation of The Godfather. Gambino's influence reached beyond the borders of New York City and extended to the far-reaching arms of the Ndrangheta in Italy. The strength of the Ndrangheta lies not only in its hierarchical structure but also in its vast network and diversified portfolio of criminal activities. Drug trafficking serves as a major source of income for the syndicate, with their operations extending globally. From smuggling cocaine and heroin to producing and distributing synthetic drugs, the Ndrangheta has a firm grip on the international narcotics trade. Illegal waste disposal is another profitable enterprise for the Ndrangheta. With environmental regulations and disposal costs increasing, the syndicate saw an opportunity to exploit the demand for cheap and clandestine waste management solutions. They engage in illegal dumping, often in environmentally sensitive areas, endangering public health and wreaking havoc on ecosystems. The Ndrangheta's illicit ventures also encompass gambling, where they exercise control over both legal and illegal gambling operations. Through their influence, they manipulate the industry, ensuring their profits while exerting control over rival factions. Extortion is another lucrative avenue for the syndicate, with businesses and individuals falling victim to their coercive tactics, compelled to pay protection money to avoid harm. Prostitution, a dark underbelly of organized crime, is yet another sphere where the Ndrangheta maintains a stronghold. They exploit vulnerable individuals, subjecting them to forced labor and sexual exploitation. The syndicate profits immensely from the suffering and vulnerability of others. Gun running and counterfeiting also contribute to the Ndrangheta's vast revenue stream. They facilitate the illegal trafficking of firearms, supplying weapons to various criminal organizations. Additionally, they engage in the production and distribution of counterfeit goods, ranging from luxury items to counterfeit currency, further augmenting their financial power. The Ndrangheta's influence extends across Italy, penetrating virtually every corner of the country. Their pervasive presence creates a climate of fear and corruption, making it challenging for law enforcement agencies to combat their operations effectively. The syndicate's ability to adapt, evolve, and maintain their dominance is a testament to their resilience and cunning. In conclusion, the Ndrangheta stands as a highly structured and powerful organized crime syndicate, far surpassing initial beliefs of its lack of hierarchy. With its central figure, the capo crimen, supported by the crimen and colonels, the syndicate operates with ruthless efficiency. its connections to real-life crime figures and diverse range of illicit activities, including drug trafficking, illegal waste disposal, gambling, extortion, prostitution, gun running, and counterfeiting, contribute to its immense wealth and influence. The Ndrangheta's stronghold across Italy and beyond highlights the pressing need for continued efforts to dismantle their operations and bring them to justice. Only through a collective and unwavering commitment to combating organized crime can society hope to diminish the grip of such criminal enterprises on our world. 5. Jewish Defense League. The Jewish Defense League, JDL, has been acknowledged by the FBI as a far-right terrorist organization. Rabbi Meir Kahane founded the JDL in 1968, with its primary objective being the global fight against anti-Semitism. Although its core operations take place in the United States and Israel, law enforcement suspects its presence in other regions as well. The group envisioned protecting Jews through the use of force. However, not everyone shares enthusiasm for their methods. The JDL has faced allegations of engaging in acts of terrorism, including bombings, assassinations, and extortion. With its primary focus on the US and Israel, the JDL has a history marred by violent incidents. During the 1970s, the JDL gained attention for carrying out high-profile attacks on Arab targets in the United States and Europe. Additionally, they opposed the Soviet Union, actively challenging the limitations on Jewish immigration to Israel. Despite its small size, the JDL managed to gather a significant following within the Israeli-American Jewish community, primarily due to its aggressive tactics. 4. Solntsevskaya Bratva. After the disintegration of the Soviet Union, the Solntsevskaya Bratva, also known as the Solntsevo fraternity, emerged as the most influential faction among Russian mafia groups. Despite exerting significant control over banks and businesses in Russia, their operations remain shrouded in secrecy. Their activities are so discreet that doubts have been cast upon their very existence. The enigmatic nature of this fraternity arises from a combination of their discreet practices and external circumstances. It is rumored that their leadership comprises 12 clandestine figures who convene in undisclosed global locations. Furthermore, it is believed that the Kremlin wields control over their activities, while the Russian elite, known as kleptocrats, covertly support and facilitate their endeavors. Similar to China's triads, Russian gangsters have ingrained themselves within the political establishment since the era of Stalin. At that time, they were enlisted to assist in bank heists and revolution financing. The 1990s witnessed a feeding frenzy for criminal organizations, as they capitalized on the collapse of the Soviet Union and Russia's transition to a capitalist free market. Consequently, they played a pivotal role in shaping the current state of affairs, blurring the lines between criminal activities and the state itself. Today, the illicit enterprises of drug and human trafficking have seamlessly intertwined with legitimate business operations. In this intricate web, the Solntsevskaya Bratva, purportedly, holds sway over black markets, engages in extortion, smuggles firearms, and traffics drugs. Their vast business empire continues to expand, remaining an enigma to the rest of the world. 3. Camorra. The Camorra Mafia stands as an age-old organization that predates the very existence of Italy as a nation. Its roots run deep within the city of Naples, where it wields remarkable power. Referred to as the system by the locals, it commands such authority that Neapolitans seldom dare to testify against it in a court of law. In fact, they regard it almost on par with the government itself. Alongside providing employment opportunities, this criminal syndicate extends its reach by offering protection and exerting control over the city through debt. As a consequence, it holds the lives of countless residents under its dominant grasp. Throughout centuries of its existence, the momentum for change has remained meager. Consisting of 100 self-governing clans and approximately 10,000 immediate associates, the Camorra boasts an extensive network of dependent clients and allies. Although primarily rooted in Naples, its operations span far beyond the confines of the city. Engaging in illicit activities such as black market businesses, drug trafficking, and illicit trades, the Camorra's influence stretches across the Americas and Europe. In the year 2014 alone, these operations generated an estimated annual revenue of $4.9 billion. Contrary to popular belief, the Camorra maintains an unyielding grip on Naples even to this day. Remarkably, it continues to outpace the rise of rival gangs, showcasing no signs of slowing down. Notably, the Camorra operates drug bazaars known as piazzas, which are heavily fortified apartment complexes equipped with vigilant lookouts. Within these fortified structures, an intricate underground system facilitates drug and monetary exchanges. Consequently, police raids prove virtually futile in disrupting their operations. Thus, the Camorra perpetuates its existence, adhering to its long-standing ways, and showing no indications of faltering. 2. 14K. Since the 1940s, the 14K triad has maintained an active presence in Hong Kong. Over time, it has grown to become the most prominent of all East Asian criminal organizations, boasting a massive membership. Its lasting influence can be attributed to its pyramid structure and meticulousness in countering undercover operations. Furthermore, the persistent demand for its illicit services, including heroin, illegal migration, and gambling, has significantly contributed to its sustenance over the decades. Unofficially, reports have emerged about government officials collaborating with the 14K and other triads, a phenomenon that is not new. As far back as 1984, CCP leader Deng Xiaoping openly expressed support for partnering with organized crime, acknowledging their shrewd business tactics while praising their patriotism and integrity. In the years that followed, triads like the 14K even extended protection to CCP officials overseas. In exchange, the government turns a blind eye to their questionable activities, such as drug and wildlife smuggling. Additionally, there are indications that the gang is involved in human trafficking throughout the region. Remarkably audacious, the group has even adopted the guise of government officials. In 2020, the former leader of the 14K, Wang Kwok-koi, also known as Broken Tooth, assumed the role of a dignitary himself. He engaged in discussions with the president of Bougainville in Papua New Guinea, aiming to establish a new economic zone on the island. The gang's aspiration was to contribute to China's ambitious One Belt, One Road trade network in the South Pacific. Consequently, authorities are concerned that these new regions could become conduits for drug smuggling, gun trafficking, and other illicit activities orchestrated by the gang. 1. Wuxinghua. The Wuxinghua, a Chinese triad gang with a global reach, has witnessed consistent growth since the 1990s, coinciding with escalated attention from law enforcement agencies. This organization has expanded its sphere of influence beyond Hong Kong, extending its presence to various Asian and even Western cities. Recently, the gang has made notable inroads into San Francisco. Presently, the Wuxinghua proudly boasts a staggering membership surpassing 20,000 individuals worldwide, all fiercely dedicated to securing the gang's control over illicit markets and ill-gotten wealth. Renowned primarily for its involvement in unlawful gambling, the Wuxinghua engages in a wide spectrum of triad activities encompassing drug trafficking, protection rackets, and extortion. Intriguingly, their repertoire extends to wildlife smuggling, fraud, counterfeiting, loan sharking, cyber scams, and money laundering. However, it's worth noting that not all their endeavors fall on the wrong side of the law. Triad organizations also venture into legal enterprises such as operating nightclubs, casinos, and bars. In certain regions of the Far East, the Wuxinghua even dabbles in movie production and distribution. The triads aim to fill market gaps or provide services that the government fails to offer. Yet, alongside their legitimate businesses, they leave behind a trail of black market sales, corruption, and ruthless violence. This lethal combination poses a grave threat to those who dare to cross their path and presents an arduous challenge for law enforcement agencies striving to bring them to justice.